Okay, so I had a biopsy and they found out that it was a papillary carcinoma. It was technically a bladder cancer, even though it was right up next to the kidney, up in the ureter. First thing I did when I found out that I had this cancer was I ordered all of the supplements that I thought could help me fight it. I had done a lot of research in the past on cancer. Cancer runs in my family, and I was already doing sort of like this thing called Gerson therapy, ish, which involves not eating dairy and not eating meat and eating lots of healthy fruits and vegetables. Also, like coffee enemas. So I had been doing those kind of regularly for a long time, but I knew I needed to step up my game after I got cancer. So I got these supplements and I want to share with you guys everything I took. So I took like one of these every day. When I was doing the water fasting, I couldn't take all of them, and I was being like super strict on not taking any carbohydrates because cancer's two main fuel sources are glucose, your blood sugar. Any carbs you eat, they turn into glucose. It feeds the cancer. So I was just like trying to keep all carbs out, especially when I was doing the water fast. The other thing that cancer really likes is glutamine, a protein and amino acid that it likes to ferment and make fuel from. So anyways, I'll get more into glutamine and stopping the cancer from eating that later. But the amino acids, they're in like everything. And it's really hard to live and not get amino acids. But today I just want to talk about the supplements that I took. So there is this therapy called the Hoxsey therapy. The dude was called a quack because he was like claiming to cure cancer. And they're like, nope, you're not curing cancer. This is illegal. They went and did it in Mexico for a while. Anyways, there's the Hoxsey therapy. It's just like a blend of herbs, basically. And then there was someone else. This lady found this recipe from some Native Americans and claimed that also that it could help get rid of cancer. Let me see. It's some sort of tea. Where'd it go? Oh, SCEC tea. SCEC therapy or something. Anyways, I had researched those in the past, and a lot of the herbs that are in both of those therapies are in this stuff that you can buy online. I don't get any money from any of these. I'm not sponsored or anything. It's just, and I don't mean to like point out any brand. This is just what I bought, so it's what I'm sharing. So yeah, this is Christopher's, and it's Bloodstream formula. It has a whole bunch of stuff like wild crafted red clover blossoms, licorice root, poke root, Oregon grape root, cascada sagrada, which is like the outside of a walnut hole. Good for a lot of things. A lot of these things are good for a lot of things. Sarsaparilla root, prickly ash bark, burdock root, peach leaf. Another thing that was in the Hoxsey therapy that wasn't in that formula is Bloodroot. So I got this Bloodroot tincture, and I would take just like 5 drops of that a day along with it. So yeah, just one of these, 5 drops of this. Another part of the Hoxsey mix is Garcinia, which was recommended to me by Dr. Berg online as well for different reasons, but so that's in there. So I would take one of those. So cancer likes to eat everything, basically. So when you're trying to kill it by starving it, it's difficult. Except you have some stuff on your side. The cancer, it takes more nutrients to keep cancer alive than your normal cells. And that's because of a thing called autophagy, which is your normal cells can recycle. They can break down cells that aren't doing so well and make new cells, take the proteins, all the materials they need to make new stuff. The cancer cells, they don't have the recycling mechanism. They just like, give me food, and if they don't get it, then they starve and they die, which is awesome. Cancer, it takes more energy and it can't recycle. So if you're doing like a long water fast like I did and other people have done, then your body's going through autophagy, it's staying alive, it actually gets healthier during that time, even though you need a rest because it's hard on the body in some ways. Fasting starves the cancer, but cancer eats about anything it can get a hold of. It loves all kinds of fats, except for one. And that is omega-3s. First I got some flaxseed oil, which is high in omega-3s. It has the other omegas as well, the inflammatory ones and stuff. The omega-3s are anti-inflammatory and they help your immune system. Basically, anything that helps your immune system is going to help you fight cancer. We know a lot of things that help the immune system, and I'll go over some of them here. But anyways, omega-3s. When that ran out, I got some pills. I'm vegetarian, so I get my omega-3s instead of from fish oil. I get them from it's a vegan source. They extract it out of algae. I had pills that were algae omega-3s, and then I got this dropper. It's gone now. It's really expensive, so I'm getting my omega-3s now from natural sources like chia, hemp seeds, and walnuts. Mostly walnuts. I use those. So anyways, but all nuts are high in an amino acid called arginine, which feed several types of cancer. So you gotta be careful with how much of that you take in when you're trying to fight the cancer. There's a lot of foods that are healthy, like whole grains, like oats, super healthy. But when you're trying to fight cancer, you want to avoid them for a time because you want to starve off the cancer. You don't want to take any of that high carbohydrate stuff. I should say, I didn't want to. So I'm not a doctor and I'm not prescribing anything. I don't want to get sued. All right, so here's a good one. Berberine. Berberine prevents cancer cell proliferation by inducing apoptosis, death of the cell, and controlling the cell cycle as well as autophagy. Lots of research going on with berberine right now, and it lowers blood sugar levels and all kinds of stuff. This stuff actually has like green tea extract and bitter melon stuff in there too, but it's mostly berberine, and that's what I got it for. I got Lycopene. I was taking one of these today. This is extracts from tomato. You can get lycopene from basically anything that's red, like tomatoes and even watermelon. Of course, watermelon's high in sugar, so I wasn't taking that. But yeah, lycopene fights cancer. We're back to Garcinia. I believe Garcinia has the ability to prevent cancer from eating ketones when you're fasting. So in my research, I had already been like subscribing to Dr. Berg here on YouTube and his channel, like a lot of his stuff. He talked about this research on something called SCOT, SCOT something. It's this way that cancer is able to use ketones as fuel. So you're in ketosis because you're fasting. You're not using glucose as fuel anymore. You're using ketones, and sometimes cancers find a way to eat the ketones. So then they have these SCOT inhibitors, which stops the cancer from being able to access that fuel. So I got a couple other of those in here. Red algae. I got that because of Dr. Berg's suggestion on SCOT inhibitors. Resveratrol. So it comes from like the peels of grapes, but it's also in a lot of things like blueberries and other stuff. And so most of these supplements, if you're eating healthy, like you're going to get them anyways. And if you're just trying to prevent cancer, just get it from the natural source, like eat some blueberries every day and you'll get your resveratrol. But let's take an extra. I would take one of these every day. Okay, another SCOT inhibitor, alpha lipoic acid. It doesn't taste good if you take it out of its capsule, which I tried. Like I was saying earlier, I didn't want any carbs, so when I was water fasting, I would like these capsules. Most of them are they're vegetarian capsules. They're made out of like cornstarch or something, but that was a little bit of something I didn't want. So I would open up the capsules and like put it in my water and drink it down. And some of them were like okay, like vitamin C is good and stuff, but a couple of them are pretty nasty. Berberine, this one, that was hard to get down. I only did that a few days when I was water fasting. On other days, I took all of these. I took one of them every single day. Oh, this is... So I was taking vitamin C because vitamin C has antioxidants, helps your immune system, helps you fight the cancer. But I refilled this. I was with all those capsules that I took stuff out of. I saved them and I filled them with turmeric or turmeric, however you want to say that. That root. It's in Indian spices. Basically, all of the Indian spices are good for fighting cancer, and that's why cancer isn't a major issue in India, but it is here in the West, in the United States, where I live, and in the UK. There's a lot of cancer. In India, not so much cancer. Another guy that I was listening to when I was doing my research is Dr. Lee. He's cool because he's like accepted by the mainstream, but he does clinical tests on foods to see how effective they are using the same technology that they use to check the effectiveness of pills and drugs. So he's got some awesome research, and he talked about green tea, matcha green tea, good for a lot of stuff. What Dr. Lee talks a lot about is angiogenesis. Angio for their veins, and genesis for beginning. So to regulate your body making more veins, capillaries, stuff. So when a tumor starts to grow, it creates a bunch of little capillaries and hijacks your nutrition. But if your body is regulating how much angiogenesis there is, then you can stop that flow to the tumor, and it can go to more important parts of the body. Green tea does that. Green tea helps prevent angiogenesis to the tumors, but it doesn't stop it from going to your vital organs and important places. So I would drink a couple of cups of green tea every day. Okay, here's a big one that I've taken a lot of. Spirulina. It's a blue-green algae. It's one of the SCOT inhibitors. It gives you a lot of nutrients that you need. It's pretty much a superfood. So spirulina has some anti-cancer properties. Another thing is polysaccharides, beta-glucans, and they can be found in mushrooms. So I took this mushroom blend every day. I take a scoop of the spirulina, a big scoop, and a big scoop of the mushroom blend. So it's got lion's mane, chaga, cordyceps, reishi, turkey tail, shiitake, and maitake. It's just a powder of those mushrooms, but they're super high in polysaccharides, which gives it kind of a bitter taste, but super cancer fighting, super immune boosting. Polysaccharides are also found in stuff like nutritional yeast. The stuff tastes really good. So I'd usually mix like a spoonful of nutritional yeast, a spoonful of spirulina, maybe some of the mushroom blend, and I would mix that with like a tablespoon of the black seed oil. If that was too thick, a little water maybe. And I would eat that. And I did that even while I was doing the water fast because I wanted to keep the cancer fighting stuff going, as well as make sure my body was fed. It was like, that was my vitamin pill, basically. I did try, like the first 2 days of my water fast, I took a multivitamin, but that made me want to barf. So I stopped taking that one for a while. With vitamins, I did keep taking the vitamin C every day, and this is liposomal vitamin C, which is fat soluble. So as long as I was taking like the black seed oil along with it, I could absorb it, and it works differently than the regular one. I also took like regular vitamin C capsules. That's not too bad to take when you're not eating the capsules. You just put it in your water, it makes it a little tart, kind of like lemon juice or something. I took a vitamin E pill, but I made sure to take the tocotrienols and not the alpha tocopherol, because the synthetic tocopherols have been known to cause cancer. So I took tocotrienols. So that's Bloodstream, Bloodroot, Berberine, Lycopene, Garcinia, Resveratrol, red algae, alpha lipoic acid, black seed oil, omega-3 oil, turmeric, mushroom powder, spirulina, nutritional yeast, vitamins C, D3, K2, and E tocotrienols, and green tea. That is all of the supplements that I took. And like I said, I didn't take all of these during the water fast. Definitely the vitamin C, the spirulina, black seed oil, nutritional yeast. This one, I took this one every day along with the Bloodroot. So next episode, I'll talk about food, what I ate when I wasn't fasting, and I'll see you guys then.